Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back, Patrick.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us again. And as always, send us a comment if you have questions. Send us a comment if you can hear us well and see us. Today, we're going to talk about intraday, gamma models, and location. But as always, before we start, quick disclaimer. All right. So welcome everyone. So I'm gonna, before we start, obviously we're gonna show you, we're gonna go over some levels, some of the intraday stuff, but before we start, maybe Patrick, I'm gonna start with you. Like, obviously you have about 20 years experience plus
Mm,
in the trading space. Whenever you are trading, especially doing intraday trading,
mm.
what is location for you, and what do you look for when you put on a trade or when you're preparing for your day? And what are the things that you look for intraday as well?
Okay, so location is only one piece of puzzle. So to get the full piece of puzzle, so we have to ask first about timing. So we was doing this in our academy in a deep dive. Let's make this maybe in 2 minutes and quick overview. So what is timing? So I believe as a trader we have to ask us first: is this now the right time to go into the market? So did we have any events? Is there something going on? Are there some rumors? Are there some Fed speakers? Is this now really the right time to go into the market? Or maybe not. So then I have to ask the question, right time, yes or no? If I say yes, okay, good. Then I will ask the second question. Then we came about, is this now the right setup from the market? Is this really the setup what I'm really like? So ask yourself, is this your A plus setup? What is forming at the moment? If yes, all right, perfect. Then we came now to the location. So location means for me, is there some area where we have a really great risk and reward? And then we came to our gamma levels from mentor Q, where this can be really helpful. And we were speaking a little bit about this in the live session with the Top Step TV crew, with Anne Marie and with Dee. So where we was saying, okay, how you can use the Mentor Q gamma levels as an intraday trader. So you can use this as targeting something like 1 day min, 1 day max, high wall, put support, call resistance, name it, we have it there. And also you can use the gamma levels as an exit, so below the gamma levels. So remember, you need always a strong team who support you, who helps you, who protects you. And this is something how the gamma levels can become in. How we can do this? I will show you this later, but to answer your question, location is for me a good risk and reward.
Mhm. And yeah, and before we go maybe into your chart, Patrick, let's go over basically how we would also prepare for kind of the trading day and how we can do that with now the new intraday gamma models. Because obviously having access to the end of day positioning is very important, and we see this here in our dashboard. This is the models that we share with you for quite some time, guys. So here we have all our different models, from our net gamma exposure to our multi-expiration net gamma exposure chart to our swing model. We talked about swing levels in the previous session. You can also find it on YouTube. Our option matrix is really simplifying the option chain in one simple table that you can understand, and you can really focus on what's relevant. So, and simplification is very key. We have our skew model. Okay, so what is the implied volatility of puts and calls telling us, and where are we right now, and how can we use that for our sentiment analysis and more? And then obviously we have our gamma levels right there. But if we go now to our intraday section and we click on our bot or ask section right here, now we have developed a series of really interesting models that you can leverage to understand what's changing throughout the day. So the first thing we want to look for is how is my net gamma exposure chart changing compared to the previous day or compared to the previous snapshot, because sometimes you have like events throughout the day and you want to basically understand what's going on right now. Is the Fed speaking? How is the net gamma exposure change compared to the previous time that we have and the previous snapshot? Or you have Nvidia earnings yesterday, right? So let's say that you are moving on to today and you want to see the change in positioning at the open compared to the previous day. Or if you are preparing for the earnings season, let me know things that have changed. So now you have our intraday, and you can see it here. You can see the timestamp right here. Intraday net gamma exposure, and then you also have our volume. So here we're looking at our QQQ chart and our intraday volume for 12/15, the latest snapshot. And then obviously we have our intraday levels. So we can plot those into the chart, and we're going to show you also some setup there. But the most important part is really what has changed. So whenever you're looking at the market, is you want to understand, okay, what has changed compared to the previous day, or what has changed compared to the previous hour, because a lot of things can change, and maybe you're not monitoring real time, you're not at your desk all the time, and you really want to get a quick snap of what did I miss, what did the market do in the last hour. So we have our JAX difference right here versus the end of day. So here we show you basically compared to yesterday close, what and now we are at 12/15, what are the key strike prices that have seen the largest increase in gamma. So here you have a chart. So you see that the chart is pretty much all green, means that there's been a lot of like positive gamma going into QQQ in this case, right? But also what happened in the last hour. So if you are like scalping throughout the day, you might want to look at that at this more like in a shorter time frame, right? So now we have our JAX difference versus the previous snapshot. So here you can see very quickly if we've seen a big increase in gamma, and we see this massive like clustering here at these strike prices. We have our core resistance at 520. And then our put support is all the way down here, and our high vol level is at 509 right there. But how can we all piece it down together, and how can we understand what this means? That's why we built, our intraday liquidity summary. And I'm gonna pass it back to you, Patrick. Like, obviously, we've released this like a few days ago. I know you played around with it, but how do you use this, for example, for trading futures and for your location setup?
Yeah. So I can go now. Maybe I will share my trading view. I think it's much easier. Give me 1 minute. Here we go. Where's my monitor? This one. Here we go. Let me know when you can see my screen, Fabian.
Yeah.
All right. We are now. Let's look first into the NQ contract. So this is basically the NQZ. So this is my main contract, what I'm trading. And as I was showing you in the session 1 hour before, set up first your mentor Q indicators. So I have here one indicator for the intraday futures levels. I have one indicator for the 7:45 a.m. intraday levels. So where I'm using, we can go in, where I'm using to convert levels from SPX to the Dow, from the SPX to the ES, from the QQQ to the NQ, from IWM to the Russell, from USO ETF to crude oil, and from the GLD ETF to my gold. So that's basically my main futures, what I'm looking. So, and also what is really important, have always your blind spots, then have also your swing trading levels. So this is also a really important one. We were speaking about this in the last session. And here on the last indicator where you can see Mentor Q levels premium, here I have also my intraday snapshots. For example, the 935 levels are now here in the indicator. So if I would be starting to trading or if I would be going now in the market. So let's say I would go now in the market, how I could be prepare myself with all the levels what Mentor Q give us. So first things first, I would look into the futures level. So that's the future. So I know we are on the 1-day max. All right. Let's add also the 7:45 a.m. snapshot from the QQQ, as you can see. So what I will see now, and this is really interesting for me, if I would be going now in the market, I have here now a really interesting area between the 1-day max from the QQQ 7:45 a.m. snapshot and the 1-day max from the NQ. But let's play a little bit more around. Let's add also now the blind spots. All right. So we have a little bit bigger area. We have here now some range where I'd be maybe not interested in, or if I would be scalping this, then I could be have some interest in. So, but also let's add our swing trading levels if there be something interest, and also let's look into this really quick in the other snapshot from the 9:35. So there's nothing. So at the moment, everything is between the blind spots, the 1-day max. So this is the 7:35 snapshot and the futures levels. So how I can set up this now? So I can say now we were speaking about location. So if I would be now interesting maybe to short here the blind spot 1, for example, if I would be short, because look at this, it was came down here. So if I would be interesting maybe now placing my short here, I can say I will place my stop loss below the BL1 and maybe targeting as a target BL7. So I will be now trading the range from the top to the bottom. Really simple and easy approach. Only as example, no financial advice. So don't do this. It's only for education only, to be really clear. And then also, if I would be interested in the long now, so I can say I will use now maybe this area, the 1-day max, and the 1-day max from the QQQ. And now I will bet on that we much going much longer, and say below the 1-day max, this could be now my my stop. So there are many opportunities. If you be thinking we can go now up, we can go now down. So you can play around with the levels. And I think this should be clear, Fabio. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great way of looking at that. When you also prepare for that, going back to kind of like, do you look at any change in particular, for example, in the strikes, in the volumes, in the primary levels? Yeah, let me know if there's anything
Yeah.
that you look.
Yes, of course. As we was saying before, so I think it's uh, quite interesting, and I think it's a must-have for everyone to look into the intraday liquidity summary every time when we get a snapshot. Look into this. What has happened? We were speaking about this yesterday. How you can read this. So we were speaking about is there something changed? Is the high wall increased? Is the put support increased? Is the call resistance increased? How is the gamma? Is this more positive? Is this more negative? How the people are hatching his position? We were speaking about DEX. We were speaking about JAX and all this stuff. So this is for me a really important way how to look into this. We was making, I think, yesterday and really deep dive about how you can read the intraday liquidity summary. I'm highly recommend to watch this because this is really important to understand the liquidity summary. And for me, if I be the good thing is now I can speak with you guys and ladies. We making now the presentation, we educate you, we helping you to understand MetaQ much better, but I can now easily go after the call into the market and getting an overview how I can get this on things like this. So first I was showing you the indicator setup, like what I was showing you. Have the blind spots, have the intraday levels, have the gamma levels, and then look into the last intraday liquidity summary and get an idea what's going on. And also really, really important with mentor queue and also the gamma levels, having a news source on your end. So for me, there's no advertising for everything, but I like personally Financial Juice because it's for free. Everyone can use this. Go into the headlines if there's something was happened during the market where I was not there, or is there some event in the next few minutes? Is some Fed speaker showing around? And then I get a nice idea. Then I sit back 10 minutes in my chair, watching the market to get an idea, to get synchron with the market, and then I'm taking my actions. And if my A plus setup is not showing up, I will not take any trade. Remember what we were saying before. Ask yourself the 3 questions. Is this now the right time to go into the market? Yes or no? Is this now the right setup to go into the market? Yes or no? Is this now the right location to go into the market? Yes or no? If there's only one answer where you say no, then don't go into the market. It's the best pre-risk management. Not the best risk management method, but it's really the best risk management method for before risk management came into play. Let's say pre-risk management. Again, is this the right time? Yes or no. Is this the right location? Yes or no. Is this the right setup? Yes or no. 3 yeses. Okay, let's go. Only 1 no. Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and all this again, it's available for any companies that we cover that has obviously relevant option data. There's about 900 assets that we cover, and you can do all of these exactly the same. So if you want to look, for example, I'm looking at a company like Palantir, obviously strong momentum in the recent weeks, and obviously here we see the situation today. We see a lot of red candles, so there's like some negative gamma there. We can also look at the the change versus the previous snapshot. So if we go back on our chart, you can see how things kind of like are shifting around. So we had a strong bearish opening right there. Going back into the previous snapshot, we can always go back in time. And obviously, since 11, we now see kind of like some strong gamma exposure going at these kind of strike prices. And again, if you want to then picture it all together, then click on the liquidity summary, and then suddenly we're going to know exactly what's going on with the company. So we know that we are in positive gamma. We are in a call-dominated environment still, even though the price today was down almost 2%. We had a decrease in net jacks from yesterday, about 9% of net jacks decrease from yesterday, from 79 million to 72 million. And then we also had an increase of 1% since 10:45. We can do the same thing with DAX, and then we can also look at the put call volume ratio right here. So we see that we are below 1, so 0.66. We're still in a call dominated kind of like put call volume ratio. So you see the call volume right there and the put volume right here. It has increased 22% since 10:45, and also the put have increased 23% since 10:45. And then you can also see the top volume strikes. So what are the strikes that are getting traded the most? And we have our 70, 75 on the call side. We have our put 70 and our call 80. And then we also want to look for any changes in primary levels and any changes in our gamma flip point, which is our high vol level. Always monitor that. So we want to look for our core resistance. They remain unchanged, and also the same happened with the put support. So the put support is still the same compared to yesterday. And our high vol level decreased by 5 points to 64, which is now almost 6 points below the spot price. And then finally, look at the top positive gamma strikes and the top negative gamma strikes. And you can also look for the increasing gamma since the previous snapshot or the decreasing gamma since the previous snapshot.
100%. And let's go in some questions, because I think
Mhm.
it's good to make
Yeah.
this now a little bit more interactive, because we was covering very very much stuff in the session before. To Dan, hello Patrick and Fabio and everyone, welcome Dan. Nice to see you. Mr. Mike Spike,
Mhm.
EOD levels, so end of the day levels still work good. This is exactly what we was saying, I think,
Yeah.
before we was doing the launch. So we was saying, hey, never change a winning trading system. So this is why why I was working the last 5 days on how to set up a good strategy around the intraday levels.
Yeah.
So this was really making my mind extremely crazy. So
And also, if I can add, this thing, this is a very good point. So nothing has changed to the end of day levels. We've been providing this for about almost 2 years. They work very great, and they can cover most of the times where the market is moving. But there are some cases where you have a strong movement after market, you have earnings, you have a lot of events. So therefore, that's why we introduce intraday gamma levels, so that you can actually have a nice refresh that can give you some more supporting tools. But everybody's like asking, like, okay, we want real time gamma changes, and we want that change by the minute. And my answer to that is, okay, although that is very cool to have, like, what is that value versus noise, which is another important part, because adding a lot of information can sometimes add a lot of noise and can sometimes lead to actually making wrong decision, even if the data is good, right? So I think it's very important that we obviously don't change a winning setup, and we add value by adding kind of like these sort of tools, I think, Patrick.
yeah, and as I was saying, so my mind goes completely crazy, because I was really highly successful with the end of the day levels. So, and my mantra is always never changing a winning strategy. But I understand there's also some value in the new intraday levels, and I was really thinking about, okay, how I can implementate this in my system. And then every trader is really individual. For me, I was thinking, okay, so the pre-market snapshot makes completely sense for me, because there could be some change when the market goes crazy, when the London session was spiking to the upside, spiking to the downside. There was some news. Or think about, we have CPI. CPI comes out, so we want to see the pre-market snapshot to see any idea what can be happened doing CPI, to get an idea, is there some change now between the gamma levels from maybe the NQ and now with the QQQ? Is there a big change? Where's the 1 day min? Where's the 1 day max compare to the futures end of the day with the intraday snapshot? This is something what I want to see. And then if I'm plotting this on my chart, I can make a decision. Can I use this level? Is this now a good information for me? Is this matching with something different? And then I think also to have the intraday snapshot when the market is open. So 5 minutes after this, so opening range, everything is executed on the open. So this is a good point for me also to get an idea what was happened, and also think about what Fabio was saying. The 1 day min, the last calculation of the 1 day min and of the 1 day max is on 9:35,
Mhm.
and this was a really good insight information for me, because this is why I was thinking about to add this to my strategy, because for me the 1 day min and the 1 day max is a part of my A plus setup. As you know, I'm trading as my A plus setup most of the time, from the high wall 0 DT, or the high wall to 1 day min and to the 1 day max. And if the 1 day min and the 1 day max is changing, for me, this is really important. So this is why it was really a good idea to add this to my strategy.
Mhm.
And then when we have earnings or we have FOMC minutes, so then it's also good to have some new fresh snapshot,
Yeah.
because before FOMC we have this, I think in the middle of the month we have FOMC again. I think personally, then this can be really important to have this on the chart, the snapshot. the last
Yep.
snapshot before FOMC. And if we came again to the earnings session, so what is important when we get NVIDIA earnings, when we get Tesla earnings, when we get Apple earnings, to get the snapshot from the power hour to see how they was positioned itself. Because as futures traders, we can also trade the earnings. So we can have maybe NVIDIA and let's say the NQ side by side. We trade the MNQ, we're trading only one contract. And if we see the spike on Tesla or on NVIDIA or what else you like, you can take also the long or short position on the NASDAQ. And this is really powerful to have. And this was exactly why I was thinking about I should implementate this in my system. But you're right. So the end of the day, levels was working perfect. And then also we have to think about, so the blind spots. I get the comment from here that you was saying the blind spots are really, really helpful and they was working perfect. Think about, I was creating together with MentorQ the blind spots. There's an idea behind why we was doing this. And I like this. So it's my baby. So for this reason, I will not change this. So this is always on my chart because I know how everything is going in the background. And this is so important to have this also on the chart. And then we came with the swing trading levels. So why is this important to have the swing trading levels? Because think about, if you have the 1-day max or the 1-day min, you came now in the 1-day max or 1-day min area, and there's a bunch of lower bands, a bunch of risk triggers, or a bunch of lower bands directly above or below your 1-day min or the 1-day max. So this is a strong sign that this will be maybe not going truth this, or if this will be going truth, it needs a huge of volume. And when we came to the point of volume, we have Peter here in the comment session. So he's New Wave Trading. He will be live with us on Friday. He will explain how Bookmap and MentorQ working together when it comes to the order flow. So how you can take an advantage of this. But to take advantage of the order flow, you need to know what's happened above this. So think about the volume, what you have maybe from the futures or from the stock. This is not everything. So there's much more behind. We have the options, we have dark pools, we have much, much more behind. And as more information we get and we can make it as simple as possible, that's the more powerful decisions we can do. And this is something what comes back to the questions. It's the right time. This is the right location. This is the right setup.
Mm-hmm.
I pass this to you now.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we have more questions. So follow up with a question from Mike. So looking at strength magnet level, can I consider the new intraday levels as new strongest magnet levels, or are the end of day prevailing more than the intraday level? So the answer is that the end of day are going to be a very strong magnets, but it can be that basically the market would reposition themselves intraday. So that's why you need to monitor any change, especially in the primary levels. So for example, if intraday the core resistance goes above, is like above the previous day close, right? That means that maybe the market is repositioning and is rolling the calls to an upper strike, or maybe is like hedging at a higher level. Same with the put support, right? So if you see the put support kind of like growing and growing and growing, that means that maybe the market is actually more bullish, and if it's more bearish, the put support might actually go lower. So therefore, maybe like people are rolling their hedges down to the downside. So you want to monitor those. You also want to monitor the changes in the 0 DTEs levels, and also the change in the gamma flip level, which is the high vol level. So is the high vol level increasing or decreasing? And that can tell you also how far are we from a positive or negative gamma environment. And also you have all of that into the liquidity summary. So if you go back to our liquidity summary right here, everything is right here. So everything is right there for you. Just learn how to read it, understand it, take out the key things that you want to learn from, and then that's all right here. Very, very simple.
Then we get the question, what are BUTs? It's really simple. So BUTs is a global market and prominent operator for stock exchange. So, and the good thing is you get free data. So if you sign up for TradingView, of course, no promotion for TradingView, but if you sign up for TradingView, you get free access to the BATS data source, where you can see the QQQ prices, you can see the stocks, you can see everything. But of course, so there's a big difference between the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ and between the BATS. So, yeah.
And the question from Alex, what you are looking for is volume data. Our levels are based on option data, so it's a different input, it's a different calculation. So those two are different indicators. So volume important, very important. What the levels do is they look at options data, so it's a forward-looking kind of like data set.
But for this reason, we have exactly for this reason, Alex, we have on Friday our bookmap session where Peter is there, and we're showing you how bookmap is working, and we're speaking about this also. But let me go again to my TradingView chart. And as I was saying, so there are many opportunities in the market, and there's at the moment also some opportunity. So, and let me see if you can see my screen, Fabio.
Yeah.
So we were seeing really clearly. So we came now down from the 1-day max, and as you would say, what I was saying, maybe let's say this is your stop loss area, where you say, okay, I place my stop between here, or I move to blind spot 1, and now I'm shorting the 1-day max. Or if you be maybe too late, let's say you're shorting now from the 1-day max from the futures. So then technically you could also say, I will place now my stop loss below the 1-day max from the QQQ. And with the gamma level, so the cool thing is what we can possibly target. So you can say, okay, maybe taking partial profits here because we was bouncing here, or you say, okay, maybe this makes sense to go to the call resistance and blind spot 6. But most of this, and good thing is, we have also our swing trading levels. So you see here the risk trigger. What you can say, okay, I will take, maybe also some partial profits on the risk trigger from the swing trading. So as I say, so with the gamma levels from Mentor Q, you have many opportunities. You can build as an intraday trader or as a scalper many different setups, and the levels helping you to find some good entries, find good exits. But if you be new with Mentor Q, first you have to be observers to have to understand the levels. Therefore, we was making a really good session where we was going over everything. What is the 1-day max? What is core resistance? What is gamma wall? And everything like this. So if you understand the core principle from Mentor Q, then you should try this out in a simulation account, in a demo account. If you find this useful and powerful, then you can switch maybe to a prop firm account. Maybe you can switch to your own live account. And to give you also some example how successful our people are, Fabio, maybe it's now a good time to go in our member success area. So we have many traders from TopStep. We have also many other traders who are trading his own capital. I'm trading with investors. So they're posting how successful they are, what setups they're doing, what they was doing, and you can connect the people. And look at this. So this was yesterday. Oh, so wait. Just opening this combined, since I was ranging, they put, you can read this, but now he was making almost 1K profit, 1K profits in the TopStep challenge. It's amazing. And this is the way how it goes. So first, have a pre-risk management. timing, location, setup. Ask you the questions. Is this the right time? Is this the right setup? Is this the right location? Yes or no? Then understand the levels from mentor Q. Observe the levels, learn the levels. Take it in a simulation account, maybe backtest if you want. You have also data there. If you're looking for data, you can come in our dashboard. You have now access to, I think, 3 months data, Fabio.
Yeah. 3
How
months.
far we can go? 3 months. So
Yeah.
you can now go 3 months from our dashboard and seeing all the levels. So you can use 3 months back. But at the moment, you have to make it manually. This is the way how it goes at the moment. We're working always to improve the dashboard, to making more usable for you. But this is the way how it goes with MentorQ. And we are also here to help you. We have user sessions, normally 2 times each week. Now we are live every day here for you. Because we're making the new launch. We have now the new dashboard. We want to help you to understand this more. This is why we're going now live and have no user session. But next week, we have again our user sessions where you can come. If you have individual questions about MentorQ, how we can help you, then let's go. Come in the session, ask the question, and we're looking into it together in a small group.
Yeah. We got a question for you, Patrick. Maybe we go back to your screen. So you mentioned obviously blind spot levels. Maybe you want to quickly. So first, I'm going to show you guys where you can find more information about it, and maybe Patrick, you can share how you came about this idea and how we can use it. But before that, let's go back to your account. So if you create a free account, and you can do that by going into here, you can access our academy and our guides, where you have access to our courses on all the levels. So you can actually look at all the videos. This is all available for free. So if you want to learn more about blind spots, you have basically our blind spots level indicator simply by creating an account. Then you can also access all the documentation. So go into the guides right here, and you also have under products, you have our blind spot level, and then we have all the documentation that you can read on what the blind spots are, why did we build them, and how can you find them, and all the different use cases.
Okay. Das Sandal aus Minga, so Servus Christi. So I will not going now to Bavarian language. So I will stay on English. So I make it smart and easy. But yeah, if you need help to understand this more, send me a message so we can speak in German if this is much easier, or Bavarian, so whatever you want. And then, so what are the blind spots? What are the core idea? So as you see, so when it comes to trading, we most of the time not looking to only one assess. So if we looking maybe for the NQ, we're looking for correlation. So what is correlated with the NQ? So there comes the Magnificent Seven, there comes some other indices, there comes so much other factors, and at the end you're watching so many monitors, and you're missing the right move because you're trading maybe the NQ, but you was looking in the moment on the ES or on NVIDIA and was seeing something, what has happened there. And then you miss the move because as an intraday trader, as a scalper, you have to be quick. You have to be really quick. And this was one of the main idea from the blind spots. So making the correlation, so the biggest, highest correlation based on gamma levels and an options data visible on your main assess. So now when we're looking on the QQQ, so the blind spots are, in simply term, the correlation between highly correlated assessed and some other factors. And that's it.
Yeah.
In a really simple way to explain. But again, if you want, so we can take a deep dive. I'm more than happy about this.
Yeah. All right. Question: can you show how to get all the gamma levels to enter manually? So to get the gamma levels, simply go into the dashboard and open up your favorite ticker right here, and then let's say QQQ again, I can get the gamma levels all the way right here. You can also add the different levels as well. So if you wanted to add the blind spots or the string levels, just go under our ask section and go on our end of day commands, type in, for example, blind spots or string levels, and then simply you will see an option here to add to your dashboard, and then click on there. This will be saved, and from the next day, you'll be able to just get the levels directly from here. So I can click on a ticker, and then simply, these are my string levels. These are TradingView levels. We don't have blind spots level for stocks, but we do have them for indices, futures, ETFs, etc.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there a significance to be BA1, BL2, BL3, meaning BA1 is stronger than BA2? Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
But I would highly recommend to you not looking to the numbers, not looking to BL1 or BL2. So they have all a reason why are they there. So look at this. So can we now, if you're looking now to Fabio's chart, can we now say the BL1 is stronger than BL6? No, it doesn't work. So why we have the number is because we have some measuring to sort the blind spots, and also it makes it much easier for the indicator to handle.
Mm-hmm.
But highly recommend not watching to the numbers like BL1 or BL7. Yeah, they are stronger. BL1 is stronger than BL2. But not looking to the numbers, looking only to the levels.
Yeah. Welcome, Paul. There's a lot to hear. Is there a item by item tutorial? Yes, absolutely. So if you go here within our dashboard, we have a video on basically all the products that we have. So you can go on our academy, and we have about 35 plus courses, about 400 different lessons, and everything is here. So if you want to learn more about gamma levels, we have a course for that right here. So all these videos, if you want to learn about blind spots or swing levels, we have something for that as well.
But Fabio, when are the blind spots available?
11 p.m. in the evening, Eastern time.
Okay, 11 p.m. Eastern time. So Alex, I like your comment because you trigger me, but I will be really calm. So on a volume profile, BL1 is point of control and BL7 is initial balance. So perfect. I like this. But do you know the blind spots are available at 11 p.m. Eastern? So we know this before. It feels like we can look into the future, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a really edge if you have this early before something is formed.
Yeah, I mean, again, Alex, I think you are looking at two different data sets. Blind spots are looking at options data. Volume profile is looking at past volume. So it's completely different. And again, you didn't have, probably the volume profile that you had at 11 p.m. last night was not matching BL1 or BL6. So sure, but it's two different data sets, so you can't really compare it.
But it's really interesting how it works all together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
But maybe we will have next week some blind spot session. We will relaunch the next week timetable very soon. Maybe we're doing a deep dive again about blind spots. So I will really like this to take a deep dive into it. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, thank you also, Paul. I have a lot of study to do over Christmas, and I think it's not only study to over Christmas. I think it's study every day. So I'm highly recommend for everyone who's long time on MentorQ, or who is now staying since 3 months on MentorQ. Take any day some lesson. Go into our academy. Take only one video. Maybe it's only 15 minutes. Educate yourself, or go into the guidance, or go to our YouTube channel. Watch some video. Make notes. Think about, is there some gold nugget what you can maybe implement in your strategy? If not, okay, then you're getting a nice education. And this is the cool part as a trader from us. So that's the only, I would say, only job where you get so many education day by day.
Mhm.
All right, that's correct, John. Every day is a learning opportunity. So not only in life, also in our trading business.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna paste this right here because there's a couple of good questions. So one is from Andres. So you have used gamma levels, especially yes. However, if sometimes they're important point of rebound, sometimes they're past. So if you go back to our academy, we show you the most important levels that we have right here. So you have our core resistance, put support, and we show you when you should use them as rebound or inflection points. So it could be that, yes, they are past and with a strong momentum because they become an inflection point. And this is all due to how the option market works. So we go into a deep dive situation there. I think we were live for about 6 hours talking about different strategies with different gamma levels. And going back to your questions, Futures 101, which are the most important? Again, if you go to this course right here, you will find all the videos right there on which one are the most important. We have our primary level, which is the core resistance, put support, high vol level, and our 1 day max and 1 day min. And then we are secondary level, which is our jacks 1 to 10. So take a look at those videos. There's a lot of information there, very good sessions and very good things to learn from how to use the levels. So I think it's a very good start.
And the really thing is, that's no bullshit. So because if you would ask me what is from me Patrick as individual trader, what is for me the most important levels, the gamma level, I would say high wall level. This is my money printing machine. Every time when we come to high wall, there will be some price action. This is my money printing level. This is my money machine. And if they are also in the near a blind spot level or a risk trigger, holy shit, let's go.
Yeah.
But if you would be asked some other trader, he will tell you call resistance. That's my beauty one. So for this reason, I think it's really good to understand, okay, what is the call resistance, what is put support, what is high vol, what is 1 day, and what are the gaps, and then find out for your trading strategy where you
Yeah.
already be successful, how you can implement this into your strategy.
Like, for example, we have a session on YouTube. Let's see if we can go back right here. We had a session on our option screeners, and we had one of our users that is just using the put support as a way to screen for companies. So if you, I don't know where it was, but
On the live,
yeah, on the live, I think it was. We did a lot of live, but basically like we were showing how to use the option screener. So one of the screener was the put support, and he was really building a basket of stocks by looking at the put support screener. Okay, yeah, this one here. Let me share this as well with you guys. So there's different ways of using. I think the most important is obviously take time to learn what they are and how they can be useful, and then obviously implement them into your strategy. And then the goal is not really to change the way you trade, but to support you with additional tools that can kind of like show you moves like this and help you um, during the trade. And then with the intraday stuff as well, we're going to support you all throughout the market, and that's going to add value as well to your trading, hopefully.
yeah. And then again, some little teaser. So we were we was doing in the past a 6 a.m. morning club. So we was looking into this how the gamma levels and the blind spots and everything what we have at this moment. So it was in the summer. So we having the blind spots and we have the gamma level. So in this time we don't have the swing trading level. So this was adding later. So how we can build a trading roadmap based on this, how we can find our reaction zones. And therefore it was really helpful to have not only the call resistance, we was looking into strong overlapping, where are the levels are really strong. So there are many levels together. And maybe Christmas is coming, maybe Santa Claus brings some gifts, but I cannot say more.
Let's see. All right. Okay, let's see if we have more questions. Anyway, guys, so for those who want to access the academy, the free academy, you can create a free account right here. And if you want to learn more about what we do, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at info@mentorq.com. If you go on our website, you can also check all our models. So if you, let's go back to the website. You can click on products and you can see basically all the different models that we provide. So we have our intraday gamma levels, we cover crypto, we have our blind spots, our option screeners, gamma levels on futures. So if you're trading markets like oil, metals, rates, forex, we can cover that. And also we have our CTAs model and all the other advanced model that we have. And then we have also our integrations. So we are now integrated with 8+ different applications. So we have NinjaTrader, Quantower, Atas, Bookmap, Sierra Chart, Thinkorswim, MetaTrader, and on Friday we're going to have an amazing session with Peter from New Wave Trading live right here. So please come and join us about Bookmap and MentorQ. So using the volume data, the heat map, all that kind of really great stuff together with the gamma levels. So that's going to be a very good one.
Yes.
Anything last word from you, Patrick?
Oh, I have to learn not never have the last word. So. It's hard, but I will try it.
All right. So again, thank you guys, and thank you for joining us. We're going to be live again tomorrow to talk about what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Intraday levels for futures trading. So we're going to look at how to use them. Intraday levels for trading futures, and then on Friday, last session for the week, Bookmap and MentorQ.
All right. So again,
you.
I have the last word. Have a good one, and see you tomorrow, my friends.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.